I now want to talk about some of the core functionality we get out of some of the applications in our Microsoft 365 environment. So if we visit Microsoft365.com, that brings us to this screen. This is often called the user portal as well, which means that your users will come here and interact here with the applications that are available to them. Again, one thing that a lot of the Microsoft 365, Office 365 licenses provide is the downloadable version of the Office apps. This is sometimes referred to as apps for enterprise. Again, you can install those here, and you can see some of the things it will include: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and more. However, we've also got the online version of these apps, which is also referred to as Office for the web, or Office on the web, I should say. It used to be called Office Online. They changed the name of it. If we come over here and click this little symbol called the waffle symbol, we can see the various apps here, and we can use these apps inside of our web browser. So we have Microsoft Word, which of course most people are familiar with Word as being Microsoft's main word processing application. The online version of Word works almost identically to the downloadable version that you can install on your machine. Okay, so it looks and feels just like it. A lot of the same menu options. There are some advanced capabilities that are not supported on the online version, but the majority of it you'll find is here. So as far as editing documents and all of that, very easy to do that. I can save these documents and have them downloaded locally. I could save them to OneDrive if I want, and then have them synchronized to my OneDrive account, which of course I can have linked locally on my own computer if I want. Makes it very easy for having things stored locally as well as in the cloud. All right. So again, just because this is on my web browser does not mean I can't save it locally. If I want to save it locally, I can do that. All right. So I have lots of options. Save a copy online, download a copy. I can have everything either stored in the cloud, locally, or both if I want. So that's Microsoft Word. Very easy to use. Again, works just like the downloadable version of it. Let's jump into Excel now. So here's Excel. Same kind of deal. Excel is your spreadsheet tool, right? It's kind of been the way it's been for decades now. It works pretty much, the online version of it works pretty much exactly like the on-premise version of it. Just like with Word, there are some advanced features that are only used on the downloadable version, but you don't really need to stress over what those advanced features are right now. Ultimately, though, you can come in here, create spreadsheets, support all the different formulas and all of that we use in the traditional versions of Excel. Okay. Same thing here. You can have documents saved to the cloud locally. Works kind of the same idea as Microsoft Word. Okay. So then we'll come back over here. We've got next up we've got PowerPoint. So same kind of thing. PowerPoint this is for your slides, for presentations, right? I can create a new presentation. I can create a presentation from a template. I can open existing PowerPoints, PPTX files. Work on my slides, have this all saved locally or to the cloud, and of course you can also export it as a PDF file if you want, and again, works just like the downloadable version of PowerPoint. All right, lastly, as far as apps go that I want to show you is OneNote. OneNote is a app that allows us it's built specifically for note taking, and it provides a wide variety of capabilities for putting data into a note and saving that data for later use. So if I go here and click, we'll just call this test, click to create. Let's try that again. There we go. So we'll click to create a note. All right. And then right now it says it's empty. Click here. Give it a name. Let's just call it My Notes. Test note. All right. At that point, we can start taking notes. We can copy and paste data here. We can insert images. We can insert file attachments, PDF printouts. We can insert links from the internet here if we want. We can record audio if we want. We can draw. Okay, so we do have that capability as well. And good thing about this is it saves everything you do. Okay, so as you can see right here, it's telling you the status is saved to the cloud. All right, if I close out of that, come back into OneNote, you'll see that my file is right here, exactly the way I left it. Okay, so it also syncs it all to OneDrive. So that's another thing I wanted to kind of point out. When you are saving all this, it'll automatically sync it all to OneDrive. So you can see that that this is synchronized into OneDrive. I can also, if I want, print this out. You can share this with other people if you want. So some pretty great little capabilities there. Definitely a great way to take notes and all that fun stuff. All right. And of course, the majority of the apps that I've shown you with when it comes to Microsoft 365, this is all available for the different platforms. So Macintosh, the Android tablets and iOS tablets, and iPads and iPhones and all that fun stuff. All right. Now, a couple other quick things from an admin standpoint. If we go back over to portal.microsoft.com, again, we can control the licensing for this by going into billing and licenses. We can also click show all. If we come over here to all admin centers, you'll see a few configurations that we can make from an admin standpoint. So right here, I've got Office configuration. So it says manage, configure, and monitor deployment of your Microsoft 365 Office apps. I can click that right there, and that'll bring me into the Microsoft 365 Apps Admin Center. So again, this is for the admin. This is sort of like the under the hood side where an admin can come in here and control things. So for example, we've got what's called servicing, monthly enterprise. This gets into updates, and so you can read about the latest updates. Another thing you can do, which is really neat, is you have customization. You can go to device configuration, and you can create a deployment file for customizing the downloadable version of Office. And I'm not going to dive deep into that in this video, but you can create an answer file with an XML extension, okay? And you can answer all these questions of the way you want Office to be configured. So if you go down this list and you start selecting things here, you can control, whether you want certain things like Visio and Project and the latest updates and all of that stuff, the things you want turned on or turned on. Maybe I don't want Publisher and Access. I can download this, and then I can use this thing called the ODT, the Office Deployment Tool. All right, and again, I'm not going to dive deep into this, but if you go out to Google and you type download Office ODT, Office Deployment Tool, there's a little tool you can use from a deployment standpoint, and you can have Office deployed out to your users. You can have all that customized and all that fun stuff using this customization tool. You can look at the health, so you can go over here to App Health, see what the if there's any errors or anything like that showing on the Microsoft side, see if OneDrive is synchronizing, if there's any errors there. You can go down here to Service Health, no issues found. So right now there's nothing being reported as far as errors for our Office apps. All right, so we have inventory. This brings you can say getting started on that. And of course, if it's the first time you've ever gone into it, you click Getting Started, and it'll say, please wait, please be patient with us, and it'll take just a moment. It tells you it might take about 10 minutes, and then 10 minutes, but may take up to 24 hours. And it'll show you inventory data related to your Office. So you might want to jump in and check that out if you've never seen that before. All right. There's Learn More documentations, videos, things like that. Microsoft provides, and then you can also go down here to Setup, and you can see your tenant association key. So it tells you if you need a new key. This is as far as like the apps and all of that these users are using. When devices are downloading Office, for some reason there was a key issue. This is the generated key. So this is your tenant association key for the apps. And this is not something you normally have to mess with. Right here, inventory cleanup tells you devices that haven't provided inventory information in the last 30 days are deleted from your inventory. You can change the number of days by selecting a value between 30 and 180 days. You can see that 30 is the default. You go up to 180 days. The idea there is if you have a device that's downloaded the Office apps and it's activated, and then all of a sudden that device just disappears off the face of the earth for the next 30 days, then the license will be deactivated for that device, and it will be now made available to be used with other devices. That's the idea of this right here. Okay. All right. And so that's the Microsoft Apps Admin Center. There's not too much here I would say you need to really memorize, but just I wanted you to be familiar with the fact that we could do customization here. There's even policy management, which I'm not going to dive deep into right now, but you can deploy policies out. And again, not going to dig deep into that right now, but that allows me to control certain settings out there in my environment. So that's the idea of the Microsoft apps for the Admin Center. Okay. All right. So that again is the admin side of all of this. All right. That's sort of looking at it from the standpoint of an admin. From an admin standpoint, we consider giving out the licenses to the users that need licenses, and then we can control some of the settings from here. And from the user standpoint, we're going to use, the users can use Microsoft365.com. They can log on using their account, and they'll get access to the apps.